What's up everybody, Craig here from Anfield Agenda with another Liverpool transfer update. Thank you for joining me on this show. There's 23 days to go in the January transfer window. I'd love to know how you guys are feeling out there. Obviously, a lot of morale is down because of last night's result against Wolves in the FA Cup, but look, let's push that to one side and chat transfers. If you're like me, you love a transfer rumour, and I'm after sifting through so many bullshit rumours, media nonsense, to try and pick out a few little bits and pieces that I think might actually have some legs to it. Now look, it's no secret that Liverpool are facing a bit of a defensive crisis. Joe Gomez out injured, Joe Matip out injured, Dejan Lovren picking up a knock last night. We're basically down to the bare bones as it stands. Virgil van Dijk and the kids are maybe playing Fabinho in that centre back role. Now, I've been going around having a look on social media, going through the papers, on media outlets, and the best rumour I found for this one, and the only one that might have any sense of credence to it whatsoever, is that Liverpool have been linked with a move for Bayern Munich centre back Mats Hummels. Now obviously Klopp has worked with Hummels during his days at Dortmund, and look, it's a stretch. I understand it's an absolute stretch, and personally I'm somebody that rather bring through a kid and give them game time than bring in somebody for a short term fix, because yeah, I understand you might get through a few games, but what's the point in benefiting somebody in the short term when you can give kids minutes for the long term? That's my thoughts on this anyway, but you're talking about Mats Hummels here, so it's a little bit different to perhaps a Gary Cahill or something like that. Mats Hummels, a Germany international, somebody who, as I said, Klopp has worked with during his days at Dortmund, and somebody who, if his name came up 18 months ago, every single club in the Premier League would have been tripping over themselves to try and bring in this defender. He's not really in favour at the minute at Bayern Munich. With us playing them in the Champions League, I would be amazed, absolutely amazed if this happens. But it's probably the most, I won't say reliable rumour, but one rumour that I thought, you know what, there's actually sense to it. Everything else I find is just nonsense. The Koulibaly stuff, not going to happen. De Ligt stuff, it's not going to happen. Let's be realistic about this, guys. When you're talking about those defenders, you're talking about probably equaling, if not breaking, the amount of money we spent on Virgil van Dijk. And I'd be amazed if Liverpool did that again. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but look, let me know your thoughts on the thing around Mats Hummels. Put it in the comments below. If you're new to the show, by the way, or if this is your first time tuning in, thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying what we've put out so far. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, and of course drop a like on the video. Now, the next rumour that I have for you guys is one that's a little bit more exciting. It's been linked that Daniel Sturridge is going to be moving on in the summer. We know that his contract runs down, but Liverpool have been linked with a move for James Rodriguez. Now, we all know James Rodriguez is on a 2-year loan at Bayern Munich from his parent club Real Madrid, and it seems that Bayern Munich, again, we're going back to Bayern Munich, I know, but it seems that Bayern Munich aren't really happy with him, and they're not going to make this loan move permanent. Now, a lot of eyebrows were raised when we were talking about a 2-year loan spell to bring him over from Real Madrid to Bayern Munich. He's a player that dips in and out of games. When I've watched him, and I have to admit I haven't watched all that much of him, he can be somebody that lights up a game, or he can be somebody that's almost anonymous in a game. This one's coming from a couple of different media sources. What do you think of Daniel Sturridge's replacement? What type of money do you think we'd be talking about? I'd be guessing. I would have to say north of 50 million anyway, but I'd be just guessing. And look, it is no secret, Daniel Sturridge's contract is up at the end of the season. There's some talk of Liverpool perhaps looking to renew that contract, but with the issues that he has around the current betting charge that he has against them, I don't think Liverpool will be that naive to renew that contract without getting that sorted first. Look, I think James Rodriguez is a name that would excite a lot of us if he came in. It's not just Liverpool he's been linked with. I've seen him linked with Arsenal, I've seen him linked with Manchester United, and no doubt he'll probably be linked with a host of other clubs around Europe. But it is no secret that we need a striker, or a forward, or a forward-thinking player, or a number 10, or a wide forward. Anybody across those positions really to provide backup and a little bit of excitement in that midfield. I think we need somebody to drop between the lines and play in that 10 role. But look, James Rodriguez, guys, he would excite Liverpool fans if he came in. A couple of outlets are reporting it, but it is crazy season, or silly season as we like to call it. So I guess we've got to keep our thoughts a little bit under control with this one. The final one I have for you is the one that's probably the most sensible of the entire lot. And Bild in Germany are reporting that the Reds are still incredibly interested in bringing in Timo Werner from RB Leipzig. Now, what do we know about Timo Werner? We know that his contract is up in 18 months. We've spoken about him on the show lots of times. There's links to Bayern Munich, there's links to Spurs, there's links to Borussia Dortmund as well. But as I said all along, if you're RB Leipzig, you're not going to want to sell him to a rival. You're not going to want to sell him to Borussia Dortmund. You're not going to want to sell him to Bayern Munich. You're going to want to push him outside the league. And Liverpool obviously have a channel of communication there with RB Leipzig over the Naby Keita deal. I think that was a deal that probably suited all parties at the time. Maybe we're going to see something similar here for Timo Werner. He's got 18 months left on his deal. Any deal that we have will not bring him in until the summer. I have to be pretty clear about that. Well, at least that's what I'm reading anyway. Let me know your thoughts. Around 40 million seems to be the figure that people are mentioning here. Look, for me, he's perfect. Absolutely perfect. He can play through the centre, he can play wide, possibly even play a little bit behind the front three if he needs to. Somebody that Klopp will look at and I'm sure be really excited about the thoughts of working with. Price-wise, he makes sense for the club. We can progress him on, his value can go up. He just seems like an FSG type signing or a Liverpool type signing. Maybe it's not fair to say FSG. This is the one that has the most credence or the most belief to it as far as I'm concerned. I'd love to see him in a Liverpool shirt, I'm not going to lie. He's a name that's been on Liverpool supporters' lips for a long time now. Nabil Fekir, look, I think we can all put that one to bed. That seems absolutely done. I don't believe we're going to see Nabil Fekir in a Liverpool shirt, but you know what? Stranger things have happened, guys. So look, let me know. They're the 3 transfer rumours that I've got for you guys today. Mats Hummels coming in on a loan perhaps. There's been talk about Daniel Sturridge going out and being replaced by James Rodriguez, and of course Timo Werner. Now what about outgoings are here, you say, Craig? There may well be a couple of the kids moving out on loan. That makes sense. The big one, I suppose, is around Divock Origi. We've heard of Fulham's interest in him. And obviously other clubs as well haven't been able to bring it. Forwards are like gold dust in this window. We've seen Crystal Palace looking for one. They were originally looking to bring in Solanke. That didn't work out. Tammy Abraham is after turning down a loan move to Wolverhampton Wanderers till the end of the season because he wants to stay at Villa. So you're now going to have Wolves perhaps looking for a forward. We've heard of interest from Fulham in Divock Origi. So, you know, maybe this one will hot up as well. He is a player that Liverpool have looked to cash in on previously. Whether they believe selling him now would leave them a little bit short or not, I don't know. But the figure of £15 million seems to be the number that the Reds will be happy with to move Origi on. So again, love to know your thoughts on that. Please put it in the chat below. I'll be back, guys, tonight at 10:15 with the Late Night Agenda. And if you haven't joined us before, the Late Night Agenda is our chat show. We come on, we read your comments, we go through the topics that you guys want to talk about. And it's the show that we've built the channel on. So if you like what we're doing here, this is just a little snippet. We're much more interactive, obviously, with the chat show later on. So I hope to see you guys on that one at 10:15. Again, before I head off, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the stream. And I'll end as I always do by saying up the motherfucking Reds.